The power of prayer is amazing. And that's one of the things I want you to walk away with tonight. Let me give you a quick example. For about 3 years, starting in 2009, I started really getting complicated things happening to me. They had to call in just a general surgeon in 2009 and do a procedure. And he looked at Sandra and he said, "Your husband will not live through this procedure." According to the books, the fatality books or mortality rate book or something, who knew there was such a book existed? You know, he's white male, he's 55 years old, you know. But according to him, there's a book. And according to the book, I would not live through the procedure. And if I did, I would die in recovery because I wasn't strong enough to live in recovery. You know, do you want to do it? Well, what if we don't do it? Well, he'll die probably in the next week. So we did it. And I lived, and I recovered, and he couldn't believe it. Well, the same thing happened about 2 years later. Had another complication. They called him back in again. He looked at Sandra, told her the same story, and she just smiled and laughed. He grabbed her face in his hands, and he said, "Listen, I know you believe in your God, and I know you pray to Him, but I am telling you, he will not live this time." And she just smiled at him. Did the procedure. I lived through it. I recovered, and I went on. I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months later, another issue happened. Called him in. He looked at Sandra, said he's going to die. She smiled, and he said, "I know. All I can tell you is keep praying to that God." That's what prayer can do, and that's what people knowing you're praying can do. I don't know what's happened with that surgeon yet. He clearly was not a Christian at the time. He may still not be, and he may never be. But clearly, Sandra was able to plant a seed with him just by him knowing she was praying. And that's what a prayer circle can do. So I encourage you to have and increase your prayer circle.